good, everyone? Welcome to the Daily Spring Show. I am your host with the most, Zana African. I am not rolling alone. I have a guest, Thubelihle Chance Ntombela. I think we should let him introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Chance Ntombela, actually Thubelihle Chance Ntombela. I'm a writer. I've been writing for as long as I can remember. I'm actually trying to make a career out of writing, you know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it
Is it
about
is
me.
it is writing something that you studied for, or has it always been a passion or a talent? Run me through the history of you writing, actually.
I think it wasn't something that I thought I would make a career out of. Because I mean, I grew up in KZN, I grew up in the homestead, man. Like, we didn't know things like writing career actually exists. So I used writing as a coping mechanism, if I could say that, because when I was growing up, I was really an introverted kid, if I could say. Yeah, so I think I kind of like experienced, actually, I don't think I did experience bullying because of my identity, because of who I am. So yeah, I think that kind of like helped me try to find my voice in the world, writing. But you know what I did? I became a ghost writer in a way, because I didn't want people to know my face. I knew I was sick with the pen, but I didn't want people to know who's okay. This is Chance. This is Chance the writer.
This is so interesting, but why is that though?
I just didn't want people to know my face. I have insecurities. I being a transgender person, like it comes with a lot of burdens and shit because I identify myself as a he. And when I come to people, like meet people, they always on some wait. I thought you were a guy. So it kind of like makes me not want to meet people. I just want to be in the background and shit and just doing the work. Yeah.
Okay, so can I just understand when did you realize or when did you become transgender? And I hope I am asking this question correctly. I am open to being corrected. I am open to learning as well.
I think growing up, I was always referred as a tomboy. Like where I grew up, like they didn't know things like gay or lesbian. So I was just tomboy, and I'd be happy because my name was like tomboy, and I'd be like, oh, there's a boy there. I didn't even know what it means. But yeah, growing up, I think when I was in high school, I started discovering myself. I was like, okay, I'm a lesbian, right? I like girls, I like this and that. But yeah, I think after high school, I think I was like, okay, no, I don't feel comfortable in my body. I think that kind of like is an element to my writing, like
Nice.
like trying to find identity of who I am actually. So yeah, I think being transgender has like played a very big role in my writing career. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So would you say that writing in a way is like your other personality, or is it strictly who you are, or predominantly who you are?
Yeah, I think it's who I am because I'm not gonna say I don't know anything else other than writing, but it's just something that I'm good at. I don't want to limit myself, like yeah, I'm just a writer, that's it. But yeah, I'd say yeah, it's something that I identify myself as. Yeah.
Okay, now that's really interesting. Did you study writing again, or
No,
is it?
no, I didn't study writing. I think I used to read a lot. I read a lot. Like when I tell people that I read probably plus or minus 200 books a year, they'd be like, "What, nigga, you sick?"
I personally cannot do 200. That's my honesty. I love reading too, but 200 books. How many days do we have in a year? Let's do the math.
365.
Let's do the
bruh.
math.
Like
So it takes you roughly 2 to 3 days to cover one
yeah,
book.
sometimes I just
The thick
sit.
ones.
Dude, I read every kind of book, everything. So I think it ranges from poetry, politics, whatever. So yeah, I just read a lot, and there is like an I don't know what I could call it. Maybe an escapism, if I could say. Yeah, like I read to escape the reality, and then I just write. And when I read, I kind of like put myself in that person's shoes. So it makes it easy for me as well to find people to write about. Like even
Yes.
like people that I've never met. I'm like, okay, I think I could write about this character. I read in a book, and then I just go with it. I could write about a crazy person and then put myself there. Like, okay, I'm psycho. I'm in a mental institution, and I just go crazy over that.
I think I can totally agree with what you're saying because I've read some of what he writes on his Facebook page. Guys,
Sick.
guys, guys, if you're trying to read something, if you're trying to if you're trying to read, bro, just go to his page and you will see what I am talking about. Something that's really out of this world, something crazy, something phenomenal.
Definitely.
It's what he does. So please tell me, what is your favorite book at this moment?
Right now, I think I'm thinking of ending things. Yeah, that book really means a lot to me. I think I've read it for like 4 times this year. Like I've repeated it like again and again and again because I read that book when I was going through the worst breakup of my life. So it kind of like did help me in a way to like get over that, you know. So I love that book. It's by Ian Red. Yeah, so he's really good.
Check it out.
You should check it out. Highly recommend it.
Wow, I feel like I am really loving this conversation. Um, take me back to the first time you released Letters to Erin. I stalk you, nigga. I check you out.
There is like
I check you out.
Thank you so much.
So tell me more about that. Like, what was the experience? You took over Facebook with the hashtags. Like,
yeah, Letters to Erin.
tell me about the experience. What was happening in your world during that time?
I think Letters to Erin is like my first project that people like kind of like really connected with, like yeah. So when I was writing Letters to Erin, I was really going through, I could say, a dark time in my life because I was not studying. Like I had just finished high school, and I was like struggling to get my IDs to like like those things, man. You like just struggling to find your food in the world. So yeah, it was that thing, and I was going through a breakup with the first person that I ever loved.
Is it Erin?
Yeah. So she kind of like became a muse to me. So I started writing those letters, and people started joining in on hashtag Letters to Erin, and it was crazy. I didn't think the feedback would be like that. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me just release a book. I didn't know anything about books. I didn't know how to publish a book.
And all that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, let me just compile the PDF and just sell it. And the feedback was crazy.
That's amazing.
Like even to this day, like people are still buying it, and I published it in 2019. So it's
That's
been
insane. About 3 years?
yeah, it's been long. But yeah, that book kind of like gave me a name. So I'll forever be thankful for that. For taking that step to let people in my world, to let people know how vulnerable I am. So yeah.
So even after you had released your book, I can recall that you still kind of never showed your face online. Still,
Yeah.
even after the amazing feedback you were getting, people saying you're amazing. Can we get more of your work? Can we buy your work? Can we see you? Like, why were you still saying, I think I'd rather hide behind the pen still?
I think it comes back to the whole identity thing, because like I said, I struggle with identifying who I am. So I kind of like loved people not knowing who I am, Because
The mystery.
even today, I could meet someone and I'll be like, okay, I'm Chance Ntombela, and they'll be like, you are Chance Ntombela, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
what? I don't even know your face, There are still people like that because I think I started showing my face this year. Yeah, I started like properly showing my face and just uh, getting people telling me it's okay. You're really cute and all that. I was like, you guys are playing with me
So
because
someone would sorry. So someone would literally sit next to you in a taxi, and they would have
no
no idea
idea.
who you are. I think I
Definitely.
love the mystery. I love the mystery.
Yeah, I think I love it too.
Run me through what your writing process looks like.
Most people don't believe this, but I listen to Turkish music.
Turkish music.
Yeah, like I love
That's interesting.
I love not understanding what they're saying and trying to decipher that like okay, let me work this out, just I don't know, I just try to like be there, like somewhere in the world, bro. Like
Okay, wait. Can I? You love not understanding.
yeah, but I am learning the language.
Oh,
Like
okay.
yeah, I am learning the language. I love it so much.
Is it like the melody? Is it the sound? Is it the language itself?
I think it's the language itself. It kind of like helps me like not be here, because like I said, I have a thing of trying to escape. Like I love everything that makes me not be me in a way. Yeah. So I listen to Turkish music. I usually don't have the lights on. Yeah, I just love everything that like twisted in a way, but I just
Everybody
it
has
brings out
their
the creativity
their
in me,
dun-duns.
Yeah,
What?
I mean, you're an artist yourself. Like there are like some
Yeah, I
things
have
you
my
do.
own.
Yeah, your
Let's
methods
not
and
even
shit.
get there. Otherwise, you'll look at me different.
I know, right?
No, that's really beautiful. So you listen to Turkish music,
Yeah,
um, and then you get to write after.
yeah, I do that a lot. Or sometimes I listen to people crying, just a sound, like maybe I'll find a scene from a movie and then just download the sound from whatever YouTube or whatever, and then I just listen to the person crying and I try to bring myself in that person's shoes, like okay, why is this person crying, what can I write about him, how can I make him my personal character, you know yeah.
Okay, so wait. You said something earlier about you becoming the character for whoever you write about.
Yes.
So, in this case of you listening to people crying, do you then tap into the character of the person who's crying for you to be able to write something?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. I think so. Because
That's very deep.
it is deep, but
That's
people
very
don't know that.
deep.
Because, like, people just see the words and they're like, oh, you're getting reactions, you're getting engagement, and that's it. But
Dude, they
there's
don't
so
know that.
much that goes on behind the scenes.
Fact. And I think I can relate to that chance, because even with my music, like, it's so crazy. I always have to be somewhere. I
Yeah.
refuse to be here.
Yeah,
So I think I
definitely.
can totally relate to what you're saying. I am finding it really fascinating. No stranger things. But it's really fascinating. I don't want to lie because I feel like we find inspirations from the most unexplainable places.
Yeah.
And having to find or listen to someone like yourself, explaining it's like this is what happens. That time people just see the final product like, oh my god, this
Yeah.
guy's ability to take me goopy goopy with the words is extremely beautiful. They don't know what
The
extremities you go
yeah.
to deliver. And the fact that you're consistent with it tells me that you also go through a writing process consistently too.
Yeah, I do. I do. I have to tap into my emotions all the time. Like I have to be vulnerable when I'm writing. I think that kind of like makes people relate to me a lot. That's why I'm getting so much reaction from people. They are like most people that like they come to me like, okay, I went through this. Like I don't know how you did it, but this is basically my life story. So like for me being able to write that, for me being able to like create stories about people that I've never met, I've never seen. Like it's actually a beautiful thing to me. But sometimes it's like testing, like it's taking too much from me. But
having to reply to individual texts and
yeah,
stuff.
like because people like kind of like think I'm a safe space for them. Like when you
I
write
that too, actually. Because I
yeah.
actually do go through a timeline from time to time, and I calm down.
Yeah, you see the
I
thing.
calm down.
So people just think, okay, I could just vent to this guy. And sometimes when they vent to me, I'm like, yo, I'm not in the right space for this.
Do we have like anything to expect in terms of your writing?
Yes, there's a lot to expect. Currently working on a lot of projects. But for now, the project that I'm focusing on, I am working on a novel. Yeah, I think I did give my readers a bit of like a glimpse of what it's about. Yeah, I did a series on my Facebook account. It's called My Mother Forgot That I Died.
You see, now that title on its own, ne? That title on its own, you already know what to expect. Okay, I don't think people should know what to expect.
Yeah,
Can you like actually tell us? I almost said you already know what to expect.
It's some crazy. I'm coming at this writing thing in a whole different direction. I'm trying to be as creative as I can, but make it more relatable to people as well, not just go, places. Yeah.
That's nice. That's really nice. So a novel is what we are expecting.
Yeah.
We won't put a release date. We won't put a deadline because we know, with writers, this thing is, and like with all creatives, actually, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's you have to go with the flow. You never know.
Yeah.
You might wake up to chance saying he's releasing the cover.
Yeah, like
it
today,
might
or
take exactly
few weeks or months. You never know.
So basically, expect the unexpected.
Definitely.
This is so awesome. So suppose someone wants to book you for like ghostwriting services because you did say you're a ghostwriter, right?
Yeah.
How do they go about that?
You can just contact me, I guess. Yeah, but you come with me with an idea of what you have, and I'm gonna find a way to work around that. Like try to give you a voice as well. Because at the end of the day, it's gonna become your work. You're just gonna write and do the things, and it's gonna be your work. But yeah, I'm very much reachable on my email, my Facebook, everywhere. Actually.
Email down on the screen. You'll know what to do. So, in terms of your social media, where do we reach you? Suppose someone is really watching this and they're like, I want to go read at 2 a.m.
You can find me on mostly Facebook, Thubelihle Chance Ntombela, Instagram, Chance Ntombela, Tumblr, Chance Ntombela, everywhere, Chance Ntombela, actually, yeah.
Nice. So, let's talk about your achievements as a writer. What is like some of your highest highlights in terms of your writing career?
My biggest highlight for this year, actually, I got to ghostwrite for a person in UK. Yeah,
That's insane.
Yeah, it was insane. When they reached out to me, I was like, okay, is this really happening? But yeah, yeah, that was like my biggest gig for the year. But also working under CP's magazine, it kind of like opened up doors for me for writing, for copywriting in a lot of magazines in South Africa.
Yes.
So shout out to Zinhle, man. She really gave me a chance when I knew nothing about copywriting. But she was like, okay, I see you've got potential. Let's see what you can do. So yeah, she really did give me a chance, and I've been working ever since, like gigs after gigs. Yeah.
So would you say that you are receiving like some sort of consistent income then with the gigs that you are receiving?
I
It
mean,
gets because with us creatives,
you know how
it gets
freelancing
bright,
is.
then it
It's
gets dark, then it gets bright, then
definitely. When you're freelancing, man, it's like, okay, you don't know when your next income is gonna come from, but you just have to hope, man. Like, okay, let me just work and see how this is gonna open a door from, because for me personally, I think once you open a certain door, there's another door that's gonna be opened.
Yes. That's
Like, you
very
know,
true. You find it's like you open the first door, and then within that room that you open, there's like gang doors and
yes,
Amen.
definitely.
No,
Oh.
that's really amazing, man. Chance, thank you so much for coming through to the Daily Spring. It was really awesome chatting with you, really finding out. I've personally learned some really interesting stuff just from this conversation. Some of the stuff I've learned from you, I am low-key gonna apply in my own creative life as well.
That is cool. That is cool.
I am just really happy that you decided to grace us with your presence. Um, I'd like you to leave the viewers and the listeners with something to live by or something to go by, especially if maybe they're struggling with mental health or there's something that they're really struggling with within their creative space or even both. What message would you like to give them?
I, I would say, be yourself. I know this is like a broad term, like everyone just says be yourself, and you just never know what is that. But try to find the term who you are. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but try to find your identity. Like, I'm so big on identity, like a lot. Yeah. Try to find your foot in the world, man. Like, it's a crazy world out there. Like, we are all trying to, like, I don't know, make a living out of it, make something out of nothing. But yeah, like, there are always opportunities. There are always opportunities. And if you are a person struggling with mental health, because I advocate for that a lot, all I'm gonna say is stay alive, man. Stay alive. There's always something better to come. Yeah.
So that's it. Be yourself, stay
Stay alive.
alive. Thank you so much if you've been listening and if you've been watching. I am Zana African, signing out from the Daily Spring Show. Until next time,